The tulips are very pretty flowers. And do you know as to where the biggest tulip garden of Asia is located? Well, it is in India's Kashmir Valley, and nearly about 100,000 visitors visited Asia's largest tulip garden in Srinagar in the very first week of its opening. Located between the Dal Lake and the Zabarwan hills, this year at least about 15 million tulips of 68 different varieties have been planted in the garden. The tulip garden remains one of the main attractions for the tourists who are visiting the valley in the spring season, and our correspondent Idris Lone gets you this report from Srinagar.
The Tulip Garden in Srinagar witnessed a record number of visitors in the very first week of its opening. Around 107,000 people visited the garden in the first 7 days. The garden attracted over 35,000 visitors on the third day of opening, and since the tulips are in full bloom, it looks no less than a floral wonderland. The Tulip Garden saw a record number of visitors last year as well, with 3.6 lakh people coming to the garden. The government expects that this year all previous records will be broken.
I welcome you to the Tulip Garden. We have crossed 1 lakh visitors. The exact number is 1,00,000 approx. It is very encouraging. We are expecting that we will cross the last year's numbers. We had 3.6 lakh tourists visit the garden last year, which was an all-time high. This year, we are very hopeful that we will surpass last year's numbers.
Around 500 gardeners and staff have worked day and night to ready the garden for the public. It takes these gardeners around 6 months to get the garden ready, and detailed planning is done much before the garden's opening.
The tourists who have come here are extremely happy to see the garden. You can make out from their expressions while they are looking at the sea of colors of these tulips. It's altogether a different experience. The happiness that these tourists express is our encouragement for the hard work we have to put in to make this garden. I am sure with every year we will do better and better shows. Since the garden opened, we have had huge inflow from day one. On the third day, we had a record number of around 35,000 tourists, which is the highest so far this year.
The Tulip Garden has played a major role in attracting tourists to Kashmir Valley during the spring season. And seeing the huge flow of tourists, the government opened the garden earlier than it used to in the past. It used to be opened in the first week of April, but this year it opened on March 20th and the tourists are pouring in.
It's a great experience. This gives us a very Silsila movie feel. What we saw of Amitabh Bachchan and Rekha in the Silsila movie, this is much better than that. It's a great experience. I have never seen such a beautiful and so many colors of tulips in my life.
People could be seen dancing and enjoying the view of the garden and calling it better than other flower gardens elsewhere in the world.
It is a beauty worth watching. I have just returned from Dubai and I saw the Miracle Garden, but I think our own Tulip Garden is no less. They have made it so beautiful and decorated it with such hard work. I want everyone to come here and enjoy the beauty. It's much better than what we saw in the movies. This is just a great place and I want everyone to visit it.
It's very beautiful and each and every flower in the garden is so attractive. We had seen this tulip garden in films and now seeing it in real life is a great experience. Everyone should plan a trip and come to see this once.
The garden will be open for visitors throughout April.
Kashmir's famous Tulip Garden has witnessed over 100,000 visitors in the very first week. The government of Jammu and Kashmir expects the number to go further up and break all the previous records. With video journalist Feroz, Idris Lone for WION World is One.